All right, so relationships. No, not those kind, or at least not just those kind, but any relationship with anybody. You have different relationships. If I asked you the question, who is your best friend? Who do you think of? Maybe you think of a couple different people. But then if I ask you, who are your classmates? You might think of some different people. Those first people might come to mind, but other classmates that you're maybe not as close to come to mind as well. We have different relationships with people based on how well we know them, or maybe even where we know them from. But the real question is, what kind of influence is your community having on you? That's what we're talking about this week with the Being Challenge, is community. Community can be about the place where we live, but it's also broader than that. It's all the different varying levels of how we know people, how well we know people, where we know them from. Our community influences us, right? It influences us for the good, and sometimes, if we're honest, they're not the greatest influence on us. And we're all sinful people, so that's kind of to be expected. But the question is, how do they influence us in a positive way? See, our community can influence all areas of our life. It can impact how we live our day-to-day. It can affect our dreams, our passions, the things that we pursue, our attitude, how we handle the little things that come up on a day-to-day basis, right? So if community was important to Jesus, which if we go through the Gospels, we can see just how important his community was to him, all those different levels. If community was important to him and we want to be more like him, then community has to be important to us too.